What are the 5 precursors to an argument? Have you ever noticed that there are certain things happening every time you and your partner have an argument? And maybe you don't argue, but you have a derailment where we both just shut down, which to me, I still kind of lump that in the argument category. So as I'm using that term, be mindful of that. But there's certain things that are occurring. And if you go back and do the math, regardless of how many years you've been together, if you go back and do the math, you will see where one or more of these precursors are present in one or both of you. And if you know what these precursors are, you can prevent arguments. So this is one of these kind of episodes you really want to pay attention. And I haven't been telling y'all this, but if I say one that y'all particularly think might be helpful to someone that you care about, maybe share these with people who you think could get some benefit out of. I probably should have said that with the very first episode. But see, sometimes it doesn't really matter what you say or do. It's not going to work because you or your partner are tired. Are you grumpy when you're tired? That's going to have an impact. And I had this friend who he said to me recently, he says, Mark, and he was referencing some kind of scripture that says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. I can't tell you exactly where that is. And to him, that meant that you would stay up and fight all night until you resolve the conflict. Well, that's not good. Because when you're tired, it doesn't matter what you say or do. It's probably not going to work because you are tired. And so it's sometimes better just to roll over your partner and say, look, like touch them, put your hand on their shoulder, their arm, their hip or something. Say, look, I love you. We're both tired, or at least I'm tired. Let's go to bed and let's see how we feel about this in the morning. And usually when you wake up after having a good night's sleep, you're going to feel a whole lot better. But if you just roll over and go to sleep and you leave your partner laying there without having at least said those things I just mentioned, they're going to lay there all night fretting about it. And then when you wake up feeling refreshed and no longer upset, they've been upset all night, and so the argument picks right back up. So sometimes it doesn't matter what you say or do. It's not going to work because you're tired. Sometimes it's not going to work because you're hungry. Do you ever skip meals? That's not a good idea. So make sure that you're taking care of the machine, that you're eating, because not eating can affect your blood sugars, which can affect our moods, which can affect how we respond to things that are going on around us. And being hormonal. This isn't true for all ladies, but sometimes prior to starting their period, women can be either extra emotional, like in a sad, tearful kind of way, or they can be more emotional in an irritable kind of way. And some women have like this 3-headed cobra kind of PMS and stuff like that. And they don't do it every month, which drives the guys crazy because we never really know what we're going to get. And some months go by quiet, some months can be more dynamic. So tired, hungry, hormonal, feelings have been hurt. Now, I talked in an earlier episode about being battle weary, and once you've reached that status of being battle weary, it is not hard to get your feelings hurt. Some of the toughest people I know are extremely sensitive when it comes to their partner and feedback, and so that one dies kind of hard. So y'all be mindful of the battle weariness. Also, the 5th one is you don't feel well. So that could be headache, stomachache, backache, cold, flu. And somebody can, women can be all 5 of those at the same time. Now, women, what's the guy to do? And women, y'all say men got their own version of PMS, what's a woman to do? Now, these aren't personal, but they feel like it. And so when these things happen, when your partner, I'll pause a second. If you know your partner is a good man or woman, and they say or do something that's messed up, here's what I want you to do from here on out. I just want you to assume that they're one of these. You don't even have to know which one. And because ladies don't like it, guys, if you say, are you about to start your period? That never really works. Or, are you being crabby if you're not eating? If you know they're a good person, you give them the benefit of the doubt. They must be one of these. And then you keep your response something that is strong, loving, playful, complimentary, you turn it into a positive response. I'll elaborate on the responses in a future episode, so that you can stay cool, that you can give that response that brings certainty to the table, that you feel good about it and your partner feels good about how you handle it. Because if you go reacting to one of these, and once they've eaten, or they've got a good night's sleep, or they started their period, or whatever, they're going to remember how you acted when they were in these. So you just give your partner the benefit of the doubt they're one of these. You keep response loving and strong, but in a calm strength, so that you can feel good about how you've handled things. So if they're tired, you go to bed, or you take a nap. Now, you don't say you're being a crab, go to bed, because they'll fuss just like a kid does. If they're hungry, you feed them. And if they're hormonal, there's not a whole lot you can do about that one, except ride the storm out, but you might want to feed them a little extra. Some red meat or chocolate. If their feelings have been hurt, you apologize. I'm going to talk about apologies in a future session, so be looking out for that one. And if they don't feel good, you give them some ibuprofen, a Dayquil, NyQuil, whatever. We work together as a team. Thank you guys for tuning in, and y'all stay strong. Bye-bye.